Welcome to TTM Travel Summit 2020. Focus on reigniting tourism in Maldives. Hello, where is everybody? There you are. This year, we cannot meet in person, but we wanted to be here for you to share all that is happening in the travel industry in the Maldives and how we can together reignite tourism. Whether you're watching this video from the comfort of your home with your family and friends, or from your office desk with your colleagues or your boss, or maybe you are on the go, but you still want to catch up on the latest one from your mobile, or maybe you are catching up on the latest one from your iPad. However you are connecting, welcome back to TTM Travel Summit 2020 Virtual. My name is Dolores Semeraro, and I will be your host and MC for the Travel Summit. Together, we will go on a journey to understand how we can reignite tourism in the Maldives, and we will be speaking to some of the thought leaders, industry shapers, and senior decision makers of the country. They will be sharing with us insights, strategies, and policies that are reshaping the Maldives tourism. Travel recovery is high on everyone's agenda. And that is why for this year Travel Summit, we've put together for you an incredible panel of experts from the public sector, the private sector, the airline industry, and most importantly, the authorities. Every day, we will be sharing with you our chats with industry leaders. They will be sharing how we can reignite tourism in the Maldives, best practices, and their insights. Travel recovery is high on everyone's agenda. And that is why Travel Summit this year has put together for you an incredible panel of experts coming from the public sector, the private sector, the airline industry, and most importantly, the authorities. They will be sharing best practice and invaluable insights on how we can reignite tourism. But let's take a look at how our audience has changed. What motivates them? What resonates with them? What do we need to know to make sure that we don't just observe what they do, but we connect because we speak their language? How do we do that? We understand what motivates their choices. Things have changed dramatically over the last few months. The hotel industry, the tourism industry as a whole has come to a halt. Well, now we're slowly getting back to a next normal. We are able to travel again, we're able to plan, we're able to understand how and when and where we can bring our family together for another holiday. Whether we can still go on holidays or not, our priorities are different now. And to acknowledge that change is the very first step the tourism industry needs to do to embrace the change and move forward together to make sure we don't just restart what we were doing before, but we do better, we improve, and we work towards a collective effort for a more responsible and sustainable tourism. Well, let's look at what is it that is motivating the audience today when they make their purchase, when they make their travel choices, and when they plan ahead. Well, first of all, there is an undeniable set of fears that dominates these choices. The fear of being stuck, the fear of not being able to plan, the fear of, guess what, missing out on life. A lot of the people that have stopped traveling all of a sudden, they had time to reflect. They had time to think about their lives. They had time to understand what the priorities were. So instead of traveling more, now they want to travel better. And guess what motivates them this time? A new set of needs. Number one, the need of feel safe. Number two, the need of being able to plan and being in control of their choices and their plannings. Number three, the need to have a better visibility. Why? Because things can change any minute. The industry is so fragile and volatile that travelers don't trust. So we want to win that trust back, and we want to make sure that they know they have been heard. So what do? We first redefine this new audience avatar. What is an avatar? Avatar is like an ideal customer that we depict to understand how we can best serve them. Do you have an avatar? Do you know who your ideal customer is? Well, in the travel and tourism industry, it is imperative right now to redefine that avatar, understand what the set of priorities of today's travelers are to make sure we address them, we speak their language, and we put out a message that resonates with them. What that message could be. We're all here in the tourism industry showcasing our unique selling points, whether that comes from a beautiful destination like Maldives or a beautiful property, a beautiful resort, a travel experience, an airline service. Everybody is making sure that at all levels of service, they are showcasing that they care and love their customers. But today, when we look at the message that communicates this willingness to serve better, we see that many businesses are failing to communicate on three important points. Number one, a message that inspires trust. Number two, a message that empowers choices. Number three, a message that enables safeguard. Now look at where we are. Our customers today are not trusting their travel experience. They are afraid their ticket will be canceled. They are afraid they will be quarantined upon return or upon arrival. They're afraid of many different factors, and that is what's preventing them from traveling again. So if we can be as factual as possible, as informative as possible, and as straightforward as possible, we will make sure that our audience has the most clear and understandable information for them to make their choice. That's why we want to be empowering them to choose where to go, when to go. And how do we do that? We give them options, we give them opportunities, we give them solutions. Most importantly, we give them a contingency plan. What is a contingency plan? It's a way of escaping in the best possible way in case something goes wrong. What goes wrong? Many things can go wrong in the industry today, but we want to make sure that our customers know that we have thought through and they are not in for any surprises. Lastly, we want to enable them to safeguard themselves, ourselves as the industry operator. So when we welcome them back, we want to make sure they know we're doing this not just for them, but also for our people, for our employees, for our colleagues, for the industry, for the nation, the destination that they are visiting. Enabling safeguard is not only taking care of our guests, but it's also taking care of ourselves so that we can take care of you. All this must be part of your message. Does it sound boring? Not to me. I think the priorities of what content needs to be created to be published and shared across all platforms, whether they are the most traditional platforms or the most modern ones, we want to make sure the message is clear and it reflects what resonates with today's audience. Only this way we can restore that travel confidence if we do that collectively. So let's take a moment to understand how our avatar works. How does the new avatar look like? What matters to them? What are we communicating about? What can we say better? What we can elaborate and create to make sure that whatever we put out there resonates with with our audience. Well, then after we have done these two, then we come to a point where we have connected with our audience and we want to make sure we keep that relation strong. Well, how do we do that? We make sure that we keep listening to them, we empower their feedback, and we constantly, real time, engage. Well, the tourism industry in the Maldives has been one of the pioneering tourism industries in the Indian Ocean to restart tourism in the destination by abiding to all the health and safety protocols and making sure that not only the tourists were safe, but also the citizens and the people working in the hotel industry. I hope that with our focus on this year's Travel Summit, we will be able to share with you powerful insights to inspire not only industry players, but most importantly, the travelers, to make sure that we reignite tourism and we restore that confidence in travel.